Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for joining me today for another question and answer video. I want to welcome new subscribers. Channel's growing still fast, so thank you for joining us. And this is a question and answer video. So if you guys have any questions, please go down below and ask me anything you want, and I'll answer them in the next question and answer video next Monday. And what I'm doing today is answering questions that people asked from the last question and answer video last Monday. So we do this every single Monday, and all I ask from you guys is please just leave us your locations. Maybe just tell us a general area of where you're at. That would be really nice. We like to see, how far all this stuff stretches out and how it affects everybody everywhere in the world, okay? I want to thank you, William, for your donation to the channel. Thank you very much, William. I really appreciate you. That really helps me doing what I'm doing, and it's just a really, really nice gesture to keep me going. Thank you, William. I appreciate you very, very much. So let's get started right away with the questions. There's lots of them, and first one is from Jay Strada from Portland. Hello. I've been no contact with my mom for over a year. Explain to my sons why. They seem supportive. My first son graduated. When my first son graduated, my mom was at his graduation along with other family members that I am no longer in contact with. Well, my second kid is graduating this year, and he asks me, so does this mean grandma and no else will be around for graduation? It broke my heart. I don't know how to handle this because I'm not in a good place with my mom, and I want nothing to do with any of my abusive in-laws. Got any advice? Oh man, that's a tough one. Always with children, it just makes it tougher. All these kinds of situations, they're so, we got to be really sensitive and really nice and loving, and sometimes the truth is just really bad. Sometimes the truth hurts. But I don't know. I mean, this is about what do you tell them, right? And that's up to you. I don't know what to do because you're his mother. And I don't like to tell people what to do with their children very much, But love him. Show him a good, happy side. Have friends of his come over for his party, stuff like this. This is always tough, and the reason is because so many people have different opinions on this, okay? A lot of people say, just tell them the truth, tell them how bad grandma is. Some people say, just lie to him and make something up so it doesn't break his heart, and tell him later, you can find out later when he's older. It's just tough, and I don't know how to answer that for you. I don't know what to tell you, because I don't want to tell you what to do with your son. That's up to you. Whatever you do, just love him. Be nice to him, be good to him. At some point, you can tell him the truth about your grandma and how you feel, but and maybe that's now. That's up to you. I don't know. I really don't know. Good luck with that. I'm sorry. I wish I could help you more. Get a professional to help you with these kind of things. It always feels better. But if you're doing the right thing at least, because if you don't want to have contact with them, and you shouldn't, not just for your son. Okay, so, or your child, any children, So, you're doing the right thing. I know it's tough, I'm sure. But explain to him sometime, and when that is, that's up to you. Okay? I don't know what to tell him if you don't want to tell him the truth now. I'm not really sure what to tell him now. But good luck. Sorry. Thank you. Jeannie from Alabama. Hello, Jeannie. I'm still struggling with my youngest son, Cody. My son, Tyler's deployed to Afghanistan. Let's see, I read a little bit of this before. So, your son, Cody, you've done everything humanly possible to help him. Jail didn't wake him up. He got high the first night out of jail. I'm telling him to either stop or leave and stay away from me. I feel so guilty, but I feel like I'm only enabling him by catching him every time he falls. You're scared of him. 6'4", 200 pounds, gets violent when he's messed up. I guess that's when he's on drugs, and he's on drugs now. Please tell me I am doing wrong by telling him to stay away. Well, I don't know why you want me to tell you that. I've been telling you this for a long time, Jeannie, that he needs to stay away from you. And if he's not doing that, you need to make him. You need to do something to keep him out of your life if he wants to keep hurting himself and abusing you. And you're afraid of him. And he's using you. And you're enabling him. You know you are, Jeannie. It's not just a feeling. Your feeling is right. You're enabling him. You're catching him every time he falls. I remember several months ago, you were saying how he was complaining the cops, you know, he runs from the cops because the cops beat him up when they catch him and all this stuff. I mean, these are problems that are his, not yours, Jeannie. You raising him now is done because he's an adult and he's messing up his life to the point where he's dangerous to himself and dangerous to you. He doesn't listen to you, doesn't respect you. You're scared of him. So I'm going to tell you again, you're doing the right thing by keeping him away from you. Okay? If he decides to change his life and everything, and that's great. If he doesn't, then you need to keep him away from you still. I can't imagine how hard that would be to be that way with your own child. Not being a parent myself. But I can still tell you it's the right thing. You got to do it. You got to do it for you, Jeannie. Okay? That's what matters in this world most of all, is taking care of yourself first, okay? I know he's your child, but he's grown up and he's making his own choices, and he's got to, you know, pay for them. Not you. He has to. Do you see that? Because when he doesn't pay for his own mistakes, he keeps making them. If you keep covering up his mistakes, then he'll keep making them. It's that simple. He may keep making them still if you don't help him, but then you should definitely not be helping him if he wants to keep making mistakes, okay? A lot of this is self-evident, Jeannie. I mean, he chooses to get high. He chooses to break the law. He chooses to not try, okay? He chooses to lie and manipulate. So you can't be around it, okay? Good luck, Jeannie. Frank from the Netherlands. Hello, Frank. Thanks, David, for answering my question. You're welcome. Can you go deeper on the subject of covert narcissist? If I look back on my life and the women I have met, I can say that I'm always attracted to the self-destructive kind. I mostly met women with borderline, I presume. Some have a degree of decency. They are emotional, drink heavy, have a lot of men around for attention, sex. They can't handle money, speak a lot of themselves. Some know they behave bad, and then you have others who are going on with their destructive lifestyles with no end in sight. Recently, I've met a covert narcissist. These people have so much experience in manipulation, it is like they are luring you in a trap. They really try to uphold the image they created for themselves. The conclusion I have made is that how higher the narcissism, how much more destructive they are for other people. I don't know how much more to go into it, Frank, what a covert narcissist is than I did last time. But you're kind of, I know what you're saying, the spectrum of narcissism. Well, let me say, as you get into like sociopathy, sociopaths and stuff like that, those are the people who are very covert, okay? And they know what they're doing more. They're more aware that they're lying and manipulating and abusing you, and they're trying to and they want to, okay? It's simple. I mean, the overt, the opposite, Frank, is the person that's just an a-hole all the time, right? They're overtly abusive. They tell you, you don't know what you saw when you just saw, you know, they cut you down and they're nasty to you, while the covert's nice and, you know, sweet sometimes, or they're very, people like them, you know. The psychopath can be very covert. Psychopaths tends to be openly abusive either at home or out in the public, and then it could be nice to the other. So they could be openly abusive to their family and very nice out in public, or they'll be openly abusive to everybody in public, or do some really nasty stuff and be somewhat of a decent family man. Kind of weird. I hope that helps, Frank. You know. Covert's not so much a medical term. It's just it's a way to help describe some of their behaviors, kind of split them in half. It helps us understand things when we divide them up, you know. So that's all we're trying to do. It's just about abusing people out in the open or being very secretive about it. And I know what you're saying. The borderline may appear to be very, very covert, and they may be, but they're also very reckless and not plotting and planning as much as a covert narcissist or a sociopath, right? Yeah, I get it. But they may appear to be, they may appear that they are planning this kinds of stuff when you find it out later. I know that feeling. I don't know. I hope that helps, Frank. Ask me some more detailed questions if you want to know more about it. Okay? Thanks. Claire. Don't know where you're from, Claire. Hey there, I was just wondering how to get him out of my head. I am struggling to be present in my life even after he has left me. Can you give me tips? Yeah, so how to get him out of your head. These kind of unwanted, obsessive, compulsive thoughts that we do, and these kind of depressive inner critic voice telling us how bad we are and it's not going to get any better, and oh God, keep thinking about your ex and what are they doing now and are they going to come back and did they ever love you? And I just made a video last Saturday that'll help you with this. I also made a ton of videos in a playlist called Healing CPTSD. You're more than likely might be suffering from that. See if you are. Watch the videos even if you aren't or you think you don't have it. I'm sure a lot of the stuff in those videos can help you, Claire. Get professional help. Don't try to do this alone. It really helps. It's so beneficial, and the things really start going along better for you, and you don't have to struggle as much on your own. Okay? I mean, as you would on your own, Claire. So get some help. Okay? That's what it's there for. Get people in your life that to support you, that you trust. Okay? Now's the time. Maybe rekindle those old friendships. Tell friends you need them. Tell family. Reach out to family and tell them you need them right now. Okay? But don't look at anything they do. Completely block that out of your life and talk about the pain that hurt in the past, but don't talk about him in the present or in the future. Okay? Get help, Claire. Good luck. Hope I'm saying your name right. Rahel? Sorry if I'm not. Hey David, ex-narc boy is back with his old ex, who he smeared to me for 6 years. Finally, the truth came out on the last discarded motive. Do you have a video on these ex-narcs going back to old supply that they smeared you with? Yeah, I mean, I've got tons of it. I got lots of videos about this kind of topic, from smear campaigns to hoovering, stuff like that. Numerous videos about stuff like this. But what's really important is, and here I'm going to read my answer I just gave you. Please be aware that you do not have to see or hear any of this. You shouldn't be in contact with any of the same people. He should be blocked from all your social media, and so should everyone else he is close to. You should never look at anything he is doing, and tell everyone you know to not give you updates. I am not sure if I've answered your question, but I know if you do this that you will feel better. So I don't know if I completely answered your question, but I know that this is what you need to do, and I know this will help you, benefit you, help you feel better, okay? You got to end this whole part of your life. We don't fight with them, no revenge, no smear campaigning them. Just end it, okay? It's got to end. It's got to end in here. So no looking, no listening, no talking, unless you're talking about pain, abuse, trauma, things that you're trying to make sense of, things that hurt you. Those are the things you need to be talking about, and not with them. Okay? Thank you. Nancy, Letitia, thanks for answering my question, David. You're welcome. And you told me I pronounced your name correctly. Good. And you're in Southern California. Anyway, here's a question for you. Do the more covert or psychopathic types hide the evidence after they've done their dirty deed? Is this common or uncommon? Does the behavior vary from one person to another? So that's your question, and you went really into detail with your own experience. But that's your question. Do the more covert or psychopathic types hide the evidence after they've done their dirty deed? And yeah. And I was just talking about covert to somebody else about somebody else's question. And yeah, they hide their evidence. They don't want people to know they're a bad person, right? The overt doesn't care so much. Not so much a mask, or the easily comes right off. You know what I mean? So yeah, they hide their evidence. They don't want people. I mean, that's a smear campaign, guys. Okay, smear campaigns. If you look it up, okay, and when I first looked it up, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I agree with this. Now that I've been smear campaigned so long, so much, It's textbook. People smear campaign you because they're afraid of being exposed. They don't want to be exposed, and they're afraid everyone's going to know what a sick, nasty, gross, bad person they are. So they talk bad about you, right? Because you know them, you met them. So they do it first. They do it first, and they say all kinds of bad things about you. And we don't act that way, right? So that should show you that's what they're doing. They're covering up who they really are. They're covering it. Covered. You know, I met somebody, they got to see what a gross, bad person I am. So I'm going to tell everyone they're a horrible, horrible person and cover it up. You know, that's what they're doing. Textbook. Yes, covering up the evidence that they're a bad person. Because these people know they're bad people. That's why they say bad things about people all the time. Take the direction off of them. Oh, they're bad. Always point the fingers. Point it at yourself. Hi, David. I'm Claire from New Jersey. Hello, Claire. I just want to thank you for your videos. They've been so helpful. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. My ex, who discarded me numerous times, came back, left again with physical, mental, verbal, abusive, psychological mind games. In between, finally, I went no contact. I find out he has 4 or 5 restraining orders from the past and full life one from his ex before me. I believe that one day, if he's not stopped, he will kill someone. He's currently in jail for hurting someone. I have this app where you meet people, and I was trying to meet new friends, and I actually saw him on there with a different name, first and last. It was scary because I've always believed he was a predator. Is this common in sociopathic, narcissistic, or predatory behavior to pretend to be someone else? Absolutely. Absolutely. Fake accounts. Totally. I mean, they'll use fake accounts to get into your private information, to see stuff if you've blocked them. They'll use fake accounts to slander you and smear you and whatever. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. You guys, they don't have a real moral code, you guys. It's just about getting caught. And the worse they are, more about that, very sociopathic. You know, sociopath is, I know I'm a bad person, but so is everybody else. You know, pretty much. You know. So, yeah, totally. It's an interesting app you have just to meet people. That's cool. It's not like a dating site. I found that interesting. But, yeah, that's what they do, guys. And, you know, you can report them, but usually it doesn't help very much. But, yeah, they'll use fake accounts to look at your social media accounts that you block them. Or they'll use fake accounts to give you friend requests, and you accept friend requests thinking you might know this person, not quite sure. And then once you accepted it, now they can see all your stuff. Okay? Lolita. Hello, Lolita. Thank you so much. I own my ex-narcissist's money, and I really need it. Should I break the no contact to ask for my money, or what to do? I can't answer that for you, Lolita. You know, is the money worth it? Is this person highly manipulative? Do they seem to get in your head and get what they want and get their way? That's why we don't have contact. I'm sure you've lost all kinds of things, Lolita. I bet you've lost a lot more than this money. I'm sure, you know, you've not had the money this long. I know you really need it. Can you go back and ask for the money no matter what he says or does? Will you be okay? If you can handle it, go ask. But I don't see why he's going to give you the money back, Lolita. Do you think he's really going to give it back to you? Probably not. Okay? And what he's going to do is he's going to get you to do things for it. You know, come over and see me one time. Come over and have sex with me. Let's go on a date. You know, give me this. Give me some more money so I can get this money out and give it to you. And then, you know, most likely you're going to get hurt again, and he's going to get something else of yours. Okay? I'd leave him alone. Okay? He can't get anything else from you if you don't talk to him anymore. We all lose a ton from this experience. Don't lose any more. Okay? Thanks. Good luck, Lydia. And I'm going to stop part 1 here. Okay? And part 2 will be on in a few minutes. Thank you guys. If you could help me out and help other people that need this information by sharing it, by voting, by putting it in a playlist, share it in groups, stuff like that. There's a ton of people out there that need information. They need answers. They don't know what they're experiencing. There's people committing suicide every day from this, okay? If you could help me by just clicking a couple buttons and helping others, I'd appreciate it. See you in part 2. Bye-bye.